one team must go home. What do they have cooked up for us to start things out on Haven?
And Haven, bit of a playground for the IGLs. Maybe that's part of the reason why Fnatic ended up opting into this one, but not messing around. Already that Trailblazer just going deep into the site, and TenZ was following that one, but he was shut down in the middle of all of this. This looks like a fast play now. Just trying to make their way through into Garage. Going to be potentially bogged down by all this utility, but there was a flash in play just to push them back and away. Fnatic already claiming 2 kills. It's up to Sentinels now to scramble, try and salvage what they can out of the round. A bit of damage done to Chronicle, but right now just biding their time, waiting it out.
It's on Def to try and make something happen here. No pressure anywhere else, and Dirk has walked down mid. He knows that the spike is dropped. He knows they're all contained inside Garage. This should be Fnatic easily cleaning up.
Yep, they know exactly what's going on here. Sheriff in the hands of Durka. Already getting some lovely damage down onto them, and right through the wall. It's 3 kills in the round for Durka. What a way to set things up, and nobody dropping on the side of Fnatic. That's a Prime Gaming flawless.
We're going to be keeping track of Durka v TenZ throughout this entire map, but I want to shoot TenZ a bit of bail here. This is a pretty normal pathing, actually, on a pistol round strat. We've seen a lot of teams do it. He looks a bit silly, sure, but I don't think there's anything wrong with his decision-making or the game plan. It is, though, a pistol round strat where TenZ is very alone. He just has to dive in and hope. Strategy for Sentinels, but the reaction was very good from Fnatic. And they strike the first blow. No force buy, nothing crazy happening here, and Sassy loading up his ultimate. I do think it's really interesting, though, Bren, that Sassy is playing the Sky here. When you think about Sentinels, you're expecting Sassy to be the safe pair of hands. The guy that's a veteran, king of initiators, safest player in the game.
Just able to really pick up the pieces when things go wrong, but...
Yeah, and having him on Sky instead of on Breach, it's a really aggressive comp from Sentinels, and I think it's going to ask Sassy to get really involved in the fighting.
Yeah.
And that's unusual to me. I would expect Sassy and Zekken's roles to be swapped.
It is an interesting one, isn't it? Breach oftentimes going to be that third player into the fight most of the time.
By the way, I mean, Durka is just farming up so many of these kills that he's
already got his ult.
Yeah, Sentinel's comp should be setting the tempo.
It's rifles across the board for Fnatic, so they manage their economy well enough that they're going to be even in terms of those weapons against Sentinels.
Durka's feeling it.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the dash active right now, looking to try and take an early fight. He sees the head. What is that? Rolling back the years with that one, Deb. Straight through the wall. I mean, just a little jiggle and a shot. That's all it took. Trailblazer now going to be trying to
What a great nanoswarm.
Yeah, it breaks it, right?
It does. It breaks any kind of utility that is channeled. So if you've got a Sova, it breaks the drone. If it's, you know, Sassy there, Trailblazer. And that allows Alpha to keep his turret up. They don't spam it through the wall. So map control advantage to Fnatic, but they're still 4v5. And they've got a good read that this is ending A.
With a stack in the play that they've got currently, making sure that every option's watched for. Look at that crossfire. I mean, they've just got so many layers to this.
But also, Leo pretty heavily committed in short.
Yeah. Quite wide. It's going to be a fault line. Now to stun as well, so Leo can't see too much. Does have that dart, but does he want to use it? Aftershock into the corner, a bit of spam. Just finds his targets!
Wow.
Beaming them down, and
Wow.
it's pure instinct play. 3 kills from Leo, who's just anchoring that position. But it is down to Alfie in this 1v2. Spike gets planted, finds the kill. Smoke dissipating at just the wrong time for Zekken. And now he's backing away. TenZ holding close to the angle on Graffiti, and he just found it anyway. Right to the side there. Ever so slight off angle to get that one. So Sentinels are on the board.
TenZ instantly fires back. The heroics from Leo are incredible here, and he's definitely a player to keep an eye on. But what we didn't spot was that the actual sighted itself coming from long. TenZ was able to get all of that utility and push forwards.
Yeah.
I thought the economy would be looking good here for Fnatic, but they're choosing not to commit off the back of Durka's knives. They must have bought up a little too much. Not something that I had realized looking at round 3. I thought they were going for a bonus.
Yeah, it looked that way, didn't it? Had enough spare cash maybe to make the purchase, but like we said earlier, Durka built up to these blade storms. Wasn't able to get too much done there. In fact, I think the dash that he activated, it does fade away. Not going to have that available to him. But slow and steady is the game plan for both of these sides.
And Durka's making a bit of a read here. that the play's going over towards C. And you can see that both teams are kind of mirrored in terms of their rotations. Durka's got a nice idea about it. Maybe Def's gonna try and create a bit of pressure in B, but this is ending with a C split, and they're going straight into the shorty. Durka with a bit of revenge.
What a kill to find, Javier. Oh my goodness. Just walks away from the door for about a moment. Could have found an easy kill with a shorty, but he will fall. Now a lot of flashes just being committed into the back of the site. Clears that one down. It's going to be a plant as well without too many problems. Util chipping him forwards, but TenZ is quite isolated now. He's holding the back of the site by himself, and that fight at the flank was imperative. Durka wins it out. A little bit strained in its approach. TenZ with the updraft play. Aftershock as well. Leo just trying to trade it out, swinging through, and TenZ still claims 3. Down to Durka now. Another dash that's come online here, right into the smoke to cut up the crosshair placement. That gives him a good idea of where these players are, but again, just a battle taking place, tries to spray it down, and that Jet head-to-head just manifesting itself in the round.
All of the utility is going to be used to set TenZ and Durka up on the best fights possible, and you're just seeing them clash. They're not necessarily taking the duels against each other early in the round. They're massacring everybody else before they finally meet in the 1v1. That's another quite expensive round for Sentinels, but it's on the board at 2 apiece. Light armor for everybody on Fnatic, and an operator in Durka's hand. He explores down mid as TenZ takes an early face into A long. But this looks awkward for Durka.
Deep push, a slight angle.
And he's burning his dash at the beginning of every one of these rounds.
Yeah. Recalled star there. Going to be pushing him away from that angle now while all this was going on as well. It was a bit of a slow burner now for Sentinels as they are just trying to make sure that they get a bit of space in A short. This Trailblazer up close. Leo.
This is so advanced from Leo.
Yeah, he's there. He doesn't really have anybody watching his back, but Fnatic are committing a lot of players here to the site. You can see this, and the Rolling Thunder's going to be catching them, actually. Leo going to be caught. Flash play, and, well, the knife's just not good in that kind of position, but Boaster was isolated. Now a drone. Fault line as well cuts across, and Durka's still there, holding the angle at Heaven. He knows what his players are, and he will find them time and time again, one after the other, but Sentinels will answer back. And it's just down to Sassy. Positioning, I believe, known. He's going to get reinforcements as Alfie is going to be rejoining him at Heaven. Spike out in the open now. Will he get an easy fight? Just trying to isolate one of them, but no. Jiggle up the positioning. Leo doesn't give away too much now. 28 seconds left in this round. Time starting to get burnt, and now he knows where the second player is. That's one broken, just trying to isolate one of these fights, and, well, the warbang angle. Alfie here just about grabbing that kill.
Making the most favorable duel in the world. It was really messy between the two of them. There's a missed fault line too for Durka to be able to grab the kill on the second. And I think Def should have swung before Durka got a second. Maybe slightly miscoordinated from Sentinels, allowing openings for the Fnatic players. But this is really back and forth. But this is where you now see, Bren, the economic damage that was done earlier, because Sentinels only lose 1 round and they're dropped down to an eco.
So left to stew and think about what they really want to be doing in this round here. Looks like they are just trying to slowly push towards the B side. Trailblazer gets a decent amount of information. Dash forwards by TenZ there. That's just trying to even get this plant down as an aftershock. So TenZ, yeah, is going to be paying for that one with his life. A bit of, again, spam from the Phantoms at play. Tap onto the spike. Close plant positions being played here by Sentinels. Going to take a miracle for them to just get much else with it. Yeah, a bit of jumping and running and gunning from Leo. But already the spike just being stuck through all of this pressure. They didn't have the weapons or the util to be able to push them back, but ultimately the goal is
Sentinels has picked up the operator now, over on C.
And a deep dash from Durka. He's not wasting any time, is he? He has a deep dart as well, a set play, but Zekken up close and personal within the cloud burst. Takes out the threat of Durka. But a pincer attack as well. Boaster was trying to make the most of the chaos. Pushed up into, oh my goodness, into A lobby, and he's even finding a couple of kills of his own, potentially. No, ends up going down before he could claim the second. The trade was there.
The timing's so messy there from Fnatic. I understand that it's a set play, but Sentinels had a lot of windows with which to reinforce their position. Alpha, yeah, missing that shot.
Very wide swing. Dog will miss though, so not stunned up. He can afford to just retake this angle, and just on the armor def. What a shot to hit. Giving him just nigh a pistol, but now you're going to see already pushing through this one with the Rolling Thunder. The ultimate to try and clear it away, and the players had to vacate. Sentinels trapped in the cubby, and Alfia's got that line of sight angle, watch for once more, but the spike handed over to Pancada. He's got his ultimate, so he's going to be able to get a free plant now onto A.
1v3. Can he do it? He's got a lot of time to threaten a reposition. He's going to smoke both Spawn and A-Link.
It's really smart. He's just
the
throwing
Fnatic
a bunch of misinformation into it, but this fight now by Leo, meeting him into short.
It's
moving
massive.
The first kill.
It's massive. Takes it down to a 1v2, but he's given away where he is. What is that?
Chronicle so far ahead of his teammate. There's no trade in sight from Alfia. Now the paranoia. Waiting for the tap of the spike. And there it is. Rips his way across a full blind. Another tap from Alfia, but still biting, waiting. Smoke ready and waiting. Wide swings it at Alfia. So calm and patient in the clutch.
Really big round from Alfia. After he missed that opening op shot, I thought it was game over for Fnatic. But he comes through and recovers. Perhaps you could argue that round should never have been that close. With Pancada, an opportunity to hit the 1v3. This one, beautiful.
Just being able to isolate this fight as well. Look at that. Doesn't open himself up too wide with that second fight that he was taking. But ultimately, Alfia, really intelligent player.
And this has brutalized the Sentinels heading in the series so far. And Sentinels now are just down to stingers.
Yeah, disrespecting that utility that was going through into a lobby. Oh, he knows. Durka knows. Ten's locked into this position. Even the utility, the shock darts, you can see it now. What after shock, though? Durka has to respect that one. The dash to just disengage, make sure he doesn't take too much damage.
Stingers can still be deadly if Durka gets caught out here by a flash.
Damage. The flash actually doesn't connect onto Durka. Still there, ready and waiting into the corner. Updraft play, and wow, Tens makes the most of it. A bit of whiffage there from Durka, holding in a very aggressive angle.
And now that they're in a 5v4 post plan, Def might choose to use his ultimate.
Okay, there you go. Lockdown, placed down, lockdown for a lockdown. How are you getting these kills? With the guns at hand, all up to Sassy. Stinger in his hands, tries to whip out the pistol, but already being swarmed by the players now. The lockdown. Destroyed. Not a problem.
Yeah, no issues whatsoever. And a ton of time on the clock anyway, even if they had all been detained. Fnatic committing really decisively, though. If you want to talk about rough and ready, but so far we're seeing some really nice ideas. And a lot of high-caliber players.
The Nano Swarm that was placed early there, that's to try and push back a potential play from the opposing Jet, like Durka here. He's pushed himself up onto this angle and brought down to 57 health, but still wants to take the angle.
And look at how much freedom that gives the rest of Fnatic. 4 players over towards B, Garage, and C. Because Durka just knows that this is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually on such a tight angle that Pancada could slip past him. I don't think Durka quite realizes that somebody's to his left.
But he will watch it when they start to cross into this. Now, Trailblazer, here's the dog. This can give him a good idea of it. And okay, chooses to vacate. Doesn't want to hold that angle, a bit too risky for him, but...
And I like this from Sentinels, contacting into A. Their composition has a lot of utility, but by contacting, Fnatic feel confident enough that they aren't rotating anybody over to A just yet. Boaster's hanging around for a little bit, now only just starting to make his way over. They might not be ready for this A explosion.
Risky maneuver that could be played there. The stun is going to force Durka to not be able to scope in now. He can't really help them out, but already Boaster's trying to at least relieve some of that pressure, but the spam into hell. Catches onto Durka, the common angle that he was playing. 2 players of Fnatic falling, including Chronicle, make that 3. Leo opens himself up so wide there. Unfortunate timing with the smoke just fading away. What an answer by Sentinels off the back of that timeout today. We're talking about what they wanted to do differently. Perhaps that was part of it, what they were discussing, the contact play to make sure that Fnatic didn't have as much information to work with, that they couldn't rotate effectively.
Yeah, I think at this point, that's got to be credited as a really nice IGLing call by Def. I think the idea of just using that single piece of utility to push Durka away and recognizing that reinforcements don't come that quickly, it's something that I've always loved about Def's calling, is that he mixes in those contact attacking rounds with big explosive executes. And remember that on XSET, he was mostly doing the calling and the micromanaging on the attack side. He kind of split duties with Arin. And there were some tournaments where the attack side calling from XSET looked phenomenal. And there was some where it was a little shaky. But when Def's on point, when he has a read on a game, it puts so much pressure on the other team. There's a bit of frustration there showing from Boaster, despite the fact that they're 6-3 up.
Neither side really being able to build up any sort of money in the bank. Now Boaster this time taking a aggressive approach, just pushing deep into A lobby. There's a smoke at the back of it and that dart, so he does have peace of mind that nobody was pushed back. Spam now, and it's the same play by Sentinels. They're just looking to see if they can apply some of that pressure into garage, break the doors, break the util. Should be able to hear that turret close as well. And their goal is going to be to break that.
All of that A lobby utility and Boaster spamming is trying to fake that Fnatic have multiple players pushed up towards A lobby. This dog is going to notice that either there was nobody there or they've all dropped back. And look at how Fnatic react now. Instantly off the Trailblazer, there's 3 players at A. Do Sentinels commit? Or do they turn it into a fake this time around?
They're worried about that contact play. So this drone, oh, it's just mistimed, isn't it?
This drone is useful for Fnatic, but it gives Sentinels a great timing. They can just walk through after this.
And they're going to be taking it. They know off that big piece of util and the dart being committed. Yet still Fnatic are holding the players close. There's a Seekers now. Fault line through, that's just going to be used in response to try and slow them down. Even the flashes, Tens can't quite see a thing. Even beefed his flash for his own dash coming through, trying to spray it down. Boaster does help them out a bit. A running gun in action. Okay. 3 kills for him. And just backs away, rotating around. No time on the clock. Tens. Percentage play now knows that there's not a chance in hell of him winning this round, so just has to save the rifle.
He's going to get a backstab on Boaster here, but Boaster's already done the damage. Yeah. Amazing defensive calling, and also, he's playing so much more aggressively in this game than I've seen from Boaster.
And the difference maker there tends to beef the dash. We might see it in the replay as well earlier, but all of that was just used excellently, and Boaster is playing so much more aggressively. You are right.
Yeah, he's got confidence. I don't know if he's players. He's not scared of the heavyweight big hitters on Sentinels. He's just taking it to him.
That's what you need. It's a kind of attitude, mindset that
Whoa!
You really do need. The knives, oh my word.
It's the same kind of pathing from the pistol round, but it doesn't work again.
Yep. Just too many stray blades just landing all over the place there. Gets a couple of the players low, but wow, that shot just being found.
And this is disastrous. Sentinels need a miracle here, because going down 8 rounds, giving 8 rounds to Fnatic.
Brutal. Really, really brutal for them. They do need a miracle. Who's going to be the playmaker? Dart gets broken. Cosmic Divider cut across now. Moving forward, Sassy has to hold this. He knows he's being pushed. There's the first opener. Still Zekken, his positioning is known. A pop flash play moving forwards. And Zekken isolates the fight, but eventually shut down. Really, really well calculated there by Fnatic, making sure that they didn't overstep themselves, didn't give too much away.
Very solid retake, and at this point, an extremely good half from Fnatic.
Round of the first half here, operator fight taking place. Durka wants to try and take it, waits it out as well. Smart from him, doesn't immediately go for the turret, just waits for it as it's being activated, just in case a player slips up and makes a mistake and peeks before it's ready. Tens even going for a shot of his own as well, almost reacting to that jump peek.
But now they know Tens is opping on attack, and that means that they should expect Sentinels to be playing a little slowly. Yeah. So Fnatic don't have to be as aggressive in terms of reclearing the map and looking for information, because they know that if they just kind of hold tight, Sentinels are going to be working a pick for probably the next 20, maybe even 30 seconds.
They know it's going to be a slower paced round, and look at this reposition by Alpha here. Deep push to the bottom of C. An area of the map, honestly, that hasn't been explored too much by Sentinels. When they've been going for these C hits, oftentimes it's through garage, so this could be a really valuable backstab position if they decide to go for the C hit, which right now just a contact play, breaking that alarm bot, but the positioning is going to be known now with 40 seconds remaining. Durka looks down the one angle, still going to be holding it down. Rolling Thunder to push him back, wants to take the shot before it goes through, but there we go. The extra layers that I was talking about earlier. Alpha locked and loaded. And it is disaster for Sentinels. 2 players left standing, with Depp falling all down to Zekken. A nasty shot to be found, but Alfier once more with that consistency.
I think so many people were coming into this match wondering.
Outstanding first half from them. You clearly see why Fnatic opted into going into Haven as well. Very ready for it. They had so many different looks and changes to their defensive setups, honestly. Really falling across the board. 23, Josh, seems to be a chance of redemption for him to be able to prove that he can go toe-to-toe with the top heavy hitter teams once more.
I completely agree. On this pistol round, he's got a Sheriff in his hand and a desire to find a first engagement. Playing it short, same kind of place that we saw Durka looking towards time and again, but Fnatic are moving in the opposite direction. Looks like they're going to try and focus on taking out this turret and going for some kind of C-split.
Yeah. This is going to put a lot of pressure on Def in terms of his anchoring.
And Def's having a bit of a rough one so far. He's hit a couple of nice shots, but sat at the bottom of the scoreboard, 4 and 11. And just moves off the C site as the drone comes in.
That's what's two. Even gets a stun off as well. So what is going to be the reaction here from Sentinels? Turret going through, it's a fast play. They just want to fight this one into Garage. There was a flash over the top, and they do want to swing with the player advantage. Just trying to, again, beam them down with that frenzy clip. Not working out. Still, there's that 3v3, and the players are low on either side.
Yeah, it now gets a bit awkward for Fnatic because they don't control Garage, and they also don't control C long.
And still with the dash enabled. Here with the back of the side, a little jiggle, maybe opens himself up here, but this close position by Boaster could be everything for them. Tapping away, still just holding a little bit too close. Flash dodged away, and TenZ claims the second at the back of the site. It's all for Leo to do, and unfortunately just cannot withstand the onslaught that was coming his way.
That is what you want to see. Sentinels with a lovely retake, and also TenZ finding his opportunities. Des was talking about how good the coordination was there, but I think that post-plant setup was really awkward by Fnatic. They're holding a flash off contact, but TenZ has already killed the contacting player before the flash is anywhere near coming through. Look how late that flash was. TenZ with all the opportunities to take two 1v1s. And I think you're right, Brent. This year is set up for TenZ's redemption arc because at the beginning of the game, he's just absolutely. There's been so many questions about, has this guy still got it? You know, does he just want to be a streamer? You know, all of the same stuff that people say whenever people get too popular. But he said, when Sentinels were forming this team, he said to the head coach, listen, I still want to compete. I still want to be the best.
Yeah, still wants to try and make his mark on the global stage, that competitive environment. This is a weaker buy for Fnatic. Pancada, okay, taking the fight right to them. Fully blinded up though, and Durka does get handed a pretty easy kill, but ultimately left in a 1v3. Gonna need to channel something unholy to be able to win this.
I've seen Durka win 1v3s on Haven A before. But I think this one does look a little too difficult. It's also one that Sentinels have got to win.
Yeah, I will say 50 seconds left in the round. He's cutting noise just by walking, but Second is watching this angle with a little jiggle peek. He doesn't offer any more as well. Look at that, just gets the information and backs away, playing quite patiently.
He knows that this is going to pull the defenders towards A. But he's a bit slow to rotate off fully and try and get a free plant on C. TenZ is thinking about it though. Has to spread out again just in case Durka's made a mad dash to the opposite side of the map. But I don't think this one's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left.
I think actually Durka's at risk of not even dying.
Yeah, you don't want to save this this weaponry into this round right now. Have to be going for the plant or something. Nanoswarm preemptively popped off, and yeah.
Def ready for it.
Will fall.
So I have sent a lot of stuff to go forwards and empower TenZ to take really aggressive fights.
Yeah.
Maybe we see that here. TenZ has a Marshal, so not the best synergy in the world to work with, but I think a big
fight
push
over this one. That's 4 players from Sentinels grouping over to that particular area. Util exchange on either side. The dart being smoked off, so goal of this one, pushing Pancada up close. Now, probably off the contact of TenZ with the Marshal. That's where the paranoia is going to be let ripped. But Fnatic have read this quite effectively, I think. Now, not willing to really just offer any easy kills towards Sentinels. Instead, they're going to be contacting to a completely different area of the map.
Yeah, they've found the opening. They have found the gap in the defense, and Def is going to be asked to do a lot. Def and Pancada also full bought in this round, so they'd be in a challenging spot if Def goes down.
Can't be losing his rifle early. Here's the dash through. Tries to go for a bit of a spam kill here, Leo. He's being isolated, surrounded right now, but yeah, holds the angle, and Sassy just wades right into him. Alfia's back there. That flash was not good from second. A bit of a self-flash there, but...
And now things are getting horrible for Sentinels. They kind of need to just save 2 weapons into this round.
They really do, and lose the rifle.
They got destroyed before they were anywhere near setting up for the retake. And Fnatic just got the easiest round of their lives. And
these rounds, you need every weapon, every advantage you can carry forwards. So what they're going to be opting into. It looks like the replays are going on. I can see the money that's going on. It does seem like they're opting into just forcing up into this round, but it means the weapons are not good. Pancada's working with a Sheriff while all this is going on in this setup.
Yeah, this is last chance desperation mode for Sentinels. They need somebody to go huge, and TenZ is not here.
All that utility just being dumped through. There you go. Fault line. It's not on the one side. Sentinels opting to just completely get out of there. So they want to play for this retake now, but the weapons, like I said earlier, are just not good for it. I mean, TenZ has got an operator.
And Sassy's also got no flashes. One is going to come back online at some point in the round, but they're really relying on Zeken's utility, and I would give TenZ the rifle. Yeah, they have done that, actually.
Swapped it around, so Sassy holding the operator now. We'll see what TenZ opts to do. Paranoia rips his way across, including the stun as well. Finding a one fight, no! All just being met pound for pound, match for match. The crossfire just far too potent from Fnatic. And Chronicle claiming 4 in
Lifted
the
the
round.
trophy in his head. With memories of that going through his head, he has delivered such a good performance right here as on the beginning of his revenge tour.
Yeah, starts here.
This is absolute dominance from Fnatic. Sentinels look like they are completely out of the game. We saw some flashes of brilliance in the first half, but other than that, the coordination, the utility usage, the game plan ideas, just all in favor of Fnatic on Haven. This was a great map pick to start things off.
Making it 11-5. Fault line to push back the players there. Now, look at this. It's a risk to be taken. Rolling Thunder, though, being set up. This is Chronicle, and he's going to clear this through all of A. Players trying to hold close. This is going to catch on to them, right? He's far enough back. No one from Fnatic might be able to swing off this, though, in short. They're playing pretty far back there, so
Not ready yet.
what are they waiting for right now? Maybe a bit of util to come back? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Leo
just a
with the
recon.
dart. Waiting for that recon to come back online.
But I do think these short players need to be a little further forwards. Now they start moving their way forwards. They're into good space. And here we go.
With a stun, that's it. Everything just sent flying. Updraft right round the corner. Even the aftershock. Sublime placement of the utility. So well executed. And that double stack. The risky play by Sentinels here on their weaker buy does not pay off. Fnatic looking so damn ready to take that 12th round, set themselves up on map point.
It looks sublime, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so good.
And Fnatic are going to take that step closer to taking map 1. And it would have to be an almost impossible miracle run for Sentinels to mount any kind of comeback. Fnatic looks so in control. The game plans are gorgeous. Brent, a lot of the times, super teams do not live up to the hype. It's obviously way too early to call it for any of the teams in VCT with the year just starting. But I like what I'm seeing so far from Fnatic. They haven't just strung together a bunch of good players on their team. They've got a nice game plan and good ideas of the roles that, and how the synergies are going to operate.
Yeah. Very nice from them. Just a replay of that round as well. But this is do or die for Sentinels. This particular map.
The recon dart is also so good that Leo throws, because if it gets broken, they breach on. If it doesn't get broken, it clears out ideas.
Yeah, including this one. Shark dart over the top. Land right at the front side of B, so that's going to be just clearing out all that utility. It was popped off early, though. Durka. Updraft dash play. He is stunned up, though, for the moment. Even the darts are clear through the back of the site, but this is Sentinels that now need to answer with something else. They're close to a couple of ultimates with this plant. It's going off, and there's no problems whatsoever. It's now setting themselves up into the post plant. What an opening. With Zeken falling, you don't have that breach utility. And how do you win this? Cosmic Divider cut the one side up. TenZ, never opener for him. Seekers, though, going to be spreading out into the site. Trailblazer even missing. This wall so difficult
no
to try and
flash.
burst through. There is no flash to break through this. And time is ticking. Finally it regens, but already the fight being taken. Sassy trading out, winning it Pancada with the flank. Reflanking through, it's all down to Leo. In that 1v2, one fight isolated, half on a defuse. Sassy sticks it, the percentage play, there's no way you're sticking this all the way! Unbelievable! The absolute cojones on him to make a play like that.
Give Sentinels one more lifeline. Still not looking good. For all the heroics, it is still not looking good.
Gonna take it one step at a time, one round at a time if you are Sentinels, because, like you said, Josh, there's still Fnatic in that driving seat. Knives now going to be ripped out for 10. Still, that's going to be a lockdown. Instantly, the Hunter's Fury is used. Leo was ready for this one. No hesitation. Players falling left, right, and center, and they just cannot capitalize. Sassy, the last man standing. He's handed an easy one. The barrel of the gun just opening it out a little bit too wide. Drone tagging. It's going to push him back. Just hoping for the re-swing there with that free fire, but Fnatic are looking more than ready now to take this one. Surrounding him, the reposition. Look at this from Durka. To the back of Garage, it's just unwinnable. Layers of utility, no one giving him an easy fight. Beams him down, but left to 5 health. And the doubled up positions, look at it, waiting it out with the patience, intelligent.